You cannot afford to be dumb. Everyone in this society has two options. You are either going to get by using your body or you're going to get by using your brain. Prior to just a few decades ago, women did not have the option to use their brain. This is a new choice for us. We were forced to use our bodies in order to survive. We had to get a husband. We had to be married. We had to be partnered with a male individual in this society because women did not even have the option to hold their own bank accounts. But there was no choice in that. In this information age, with women in the employment market, we're not just competing amongst each other anymore. It's not just men versus men in the industry. It's not just men versus women. It's now people against artificial intelligence. As great as the technological advances have been, they've created a very large pushback in our ability to take care of ourselves and to thrive in this society. If you want to make money, if you want to be able to take care of yourself, I'm not saying don't get a husband. I'm not saying that. I support marriage. I don't believe in it. You are going to have to acquire intelligence. Not just academic intelligence. It doesn't have to be STEM, law, medicine. It doesn't have to be that. But your creative intelligence needs to grow. Your musical intelligence needs to grow. Because competition is extremely high. It's always been here. It's never going away. If you can't find a skill that you can hone in on, if you're not a talented individual, you will be forced to use your body. How you look, your sexual capacity, or your physical labor. That be construction, athletics, whatever the case may be. But I've seen someone say, life is no longer survival of the fittest. It's now survival of the most intelligent. Those are the people that are going to do well in this society. So work on your craft, improve your skills, keep reading, and keep learning, and you will be fine.
And how do you do that? By utilizing your brain, accessing your inner intelligence. You don't even have to even sleep with a man the minute you access it. A man can give you whatever you desire as long as you access it. And everybody thinks that in order to benefit from a man, you have to sleep with him because that's exactly what the society have predicted us to behave like. They don't want us to know about our inner power, our inner intelligence. And it doesn't just exist in women, it exists with men as well. Men can also tap in that inner power, okay? And how do you even do that? By being an unpredictable woman or man. That's how you become desirable because no one knows when you move. They also know that you are not giving of the attention which men seek. You do not give it. You do not become easy for men to read. You become a woman that becomes very difficult to understand. It becomes your superpower. I feel like we are trying to limit ourselves and the potential that we as women can become. Okay? We women might have not know this, okay? But there are women who are in tune with themselves. And there are women who also teach their offspring, whom are daughters, on how to channel in that inner intelligence, and it works. And then being an unpredictable woman, being in a space where they don't see you come and they don't see you leave, that becomes your most superpower. Okay, so it's you not moving how people move. Okay, you see how those fashionista, fashion over women, and then they kind of like look the same. Yeah, you want to divest from that personality where you behave the same and then you do everything the same. And then as men, they say they like to hunt, right? Give them the chase for the brain. Give them the chase for the brain.
I often get asked by girls, how do you deal with people underestimating you? Whether that's in work, friendship, love. The thing is, like, I used to take it really personally when people would assume that I couldn't do something or I wouldn't be good at something. And then they would be surprised because I exceeded their expectations. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that being underestimated can be very beneficial because when you are underestimated, you are also unpredictable. And there is so much power in never letting them know your next move. People that underestimate you have underestimated themselves, have very limited views of what they are capable of and what others are capable of as a result. But because of their ego and the attachment they have to being considered the smartest, being considered the most knowledgeable, they have crazy blind spots that they are also not willing to admit to because they are attached to the idea of always being right. That's why when you are able to exceed their expectations or go beyond the limits they projected onto you, they can get defensive or they can start to dismiss, belittle, or try to sabotage your success. So for me, if I'm dealing with someone who has shown a pattern of underestimating others, me, themselves, if they ever direct this towards me or I experience like a consequence of that behavior, I will be very mindful about doing the exact opposite of the type of reaction that they are used to. Because people that are always underestimating other people usually also get off on conflict. They like to fight it out and prove that they're right. And if they direct this conflict towards you, you just grey rock. You just take it with a smile and you go, oh, okay, no worries. Instead of giving the reaction that they are used to or that they subconsciously seek, you do something that's the complete opposite of that. And suddenly it's like, wait, they didn't respond the way that everybody else responds. Well, what else are they going to do next? And they can't imagine it because their view of the world is so limited. So even if it's someone that you've never dealt with before, not giving people the reaction that they are seeking is more powerful than anything that you could say or do to prove them wrong. So being underestimated is underrated because it makes you unpredictable. And when people who have very fragile egos are put in the position of having to try to predict something outside of their limited framework, it makes their head spin. Okay, you don't even have to do anything and they're losing their mind. Because if you give them the reaction that they're looking for, that only confirms their bias. And when you can't confirm the bias, you drive them insane. And then you just keep living your life, being hot and having fun, and you let them drown in the gutter.
You as a woman have to move in your own element. That's how you thrive. And as much as we don't see it and don't even recognize it, it's all about reaction. It's all about how you react to circumstances, you know. Those circumstances is what really makes a difference, you see. Someone, for example, I think they do it a lot to black people. They do. I'm a black person, so the media especially, they do it a lot to get a reaction out of us. This is fun for them. This is entertaining, right? Stuff them. Stuff that person of the thing which they desire the most, which is your reaction. You starve it. You starve that particular thing. You become an unpredictable person. You have this unpredictable personality. And you have to keep a face where they can't read you. They can't tell. They can't see your next move. Whether you're going backwards or front, they can't really see anything. They can't see how you're doubling your things. Because they're like, I'm doing everything I can to get a reaction of this person. I seek their attention, but they're not looking out my way. Because what happens when you chase a person in their way that you're chasing them? Obviously, they're going to be like, oh, brother, oh. Okay? They're going to run away from you, okay? But what happens when you deny them of that attention? What happens? The person be like, okay, why did you stop pursuing me? You've been pursuing me this whole time. So, like we said in the beginning, become an unpredictable woman where they don't see you move. They can't tell anything about you because they don't know anything about you.